And welcome everyone to the movie Propcast. I am Tyler, and this is my beautiful co-host, Justin.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me in the last 5 to 10 minutes.
Don't make me take it back.
Oh, jeez. Okay, man. Dang. All right.
And before we start, you guys can find us at Movie Propcast on Instagram and TikTok. And if you want to watch the entire video, you can find it on YouTube.
Yes, we do full-length video podcasts. You can see our beautiful faces, like you said, or like he called me beautiful. So, I mean, you know, please don't, in the comment section, ruin this moment for me.
He is now Justin Beautiful Doyle.
Please. If you go in the comment section and say I'm not beautiful, you will crush me. So. Anyway, continue as you were.
And for those of you who've listened to the previous episodes and you're wondering why I'm starting.
Why would you do that?
Because if you look at the title of this video, you'll notice it's a movie. For any of you who actually know me personally, this movie is very near and dear to my heart.
Oh, boy.
This is a baby of mine. I absolutely love this film.
I'm going to have to cross a few things off my list.
It is, don't worry.
What? Oh.
But in case you can't read, we're doing The Fifth Element. So
Fifth Element? I've never heard of it.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
Did you watch it?
I'm kidding. I think we did watch the same movie.
Okay.
It was made in 1997. Here's my input here. 1997,
okay.
PG-13 rating.
Yes.
And I sat through 2 hours of it for runtime. Mm-hmm. 2 hours and 6 American minutes. Actually,
yes.
French minutes.
French?
Yes.
Are those different?
I think they are. Well, lengthwise, no, but impact on my eyes, yes. Yes, they're a little bit different.
They are. Okay, so like I said, this movie, I love this movie, and just right out the gates, this cast, I'm going to just give you some names.
Okay, all right.
Because we have I found out afterwards, a 22-year-old Milla Jovovich.
Okay, that's fair. I thought you were going to say this other guy. I was like, wait a minute, no way.
We have Bruce Willis with hair.
Sort of.
If you know anything about Bruce Willis's career, Bruce Willis with hair and Bruce Willis without are two different men.
Right, and this isn't just hair; it's almost like frosted tips. Like it's like
yes.
Little baby blonde Brucey. I mean, it was adorable.
We've got Tommy Lister Jr., also known as Debo to those of you who are fans of Friday.
Right.
And completely anchoring this thing, also a cast member of Friday, is Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker, amazing in this movie. We'll obviously get into a little more in depth down the line here, but oh my god, amazing!
Like, it's just I almost forgot Gary Oldman, who's literally the human chameleon.
Yeah.
So
no, he's awesome. I love Gary Oldman too. His outfits in this movie, fantastic.
Yes.
The little headpiece kind of scared me a little bit, but I mean,
I didn't understand that. Is that like a futuristic thing that
I think it was
like plastic?
Yeah, I think it was just like in 300 years from now, or actually, well, I guess it'd be 200 years from right now.
2263.
Yeah, 200 years from now, people just be wearing plastic. You know what I mean? We're already just disposing it. Like I'm drinking out of a plastic bottle here. In 200 years, we're going to be wearing plastic on our face.
It's weird seeing what 200 years from today looks like, because if you think about 200 years in the past, what is that, 1821, whatever?
Yeah.
Like,
I think things look a little different.
A little different.
Yeah.
But, like, what they have is drastically different than what we have. Like, there's cities in the sky.
Well, yeah, it's like I gotta imagine that's all pollution. Obviously it's in New York City for the majority of obviously the intro of the movie before they go to Folston. I think it was
Floston Paradise.
Yeah, so New York City's obviously in every movie. I feel like, especially futuristic, it's garbage. It's doo doo. It's like filthy trash. And
it's not far from New York now.
Yeah, it's just raised up a little bit, you know? You just keep building up.
It's New York now, but 10 stories up.
They're like, how do we get rid of like the rats and all the most like disgusting parts of New York? We just keep building everything higher and higher and then just live up there.
It's funny you say that because they have the scene where the dude has the robot cockroach and it's crawling on the desk. I'm like, accurate.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I love that, but that's my favorite part is that the way they depict New York City as just disgusting, and it is what it is. But I mean, still driving taxis though. Uber and Lyft are they must have disappeared and they went back to the yellow cabs in 200 years from now.
One thing that stuck out to me was that the food comes to you, like when he's sitting and eating the Thai.
Yeah.
The Thai food. I was thinking, the first thing that came to my mind is no one else ordering Thai right now? Like, why is he just able to sit here and have a conversation and chit chat with this man that no one else in all of New York wants Thai food right now?
It's the futuristic equivalent of the ice cream truck driving around your neighborhood. You know what I mean? And it's basically that.
I didn't even think of that.
It's basically that, right? He's like, you hear the freaking Thai food ship going up and down your window. You know, you're like, you just pop your head out and say, "Hey, I want some food." But like, apparently no one else is eating from that guy. Yeah,
it was just weird to me that it was just floating around.
Yeah, and then he did just leave like he was just some mystical being. Like, I'll see you later. And
take your fortune.
He was literally like, his ship looked like Noah's Ark, and it just happened to fly. I was like, okay, this guy, there's a story there. This guy's got a good story. I want to know more about this guy.
Yes. It was, and then we had a little cameo by Luke Perry, a young-ish. This is like 10 years after 90210.
Didn't even realize it. I haven't really been exposed to a lot of Luke Perry. I know of him, but if you asked me to pick him out of a lineup before this movie, I don't think I would have been able to do it.
Really?
Like I haven't seen a lot of Luke Perry, and when I saw it, I was like, that guy looks like a nice young man. I don't know.
Not a 90210 fan?
No. My mom was, but I mean, I wasn't.
My sister was. That's why I.
Yeah, my mom watched that. I mean, we watched a little All My Children, little One Life to Live. I mean, we're talking like daytime soap opera stuff.
No Riverdale. No recent.
Is he
he
in Riverdale?
Passed away. He's in the first 2 or 3 seasons before, unfortunately, he passes.
Right. I remember that. Yeah, I haven't watched Riverdale, but a lot of people I know are watching that show, and
I pick it up. I recommend it.
I'll check it out.
Back to our. Tell me what you thought of Bruce Willis's acting, because I'll tell you after you say it.
I mean, it's the 90s, bro. It's the 90s. I don't think, especially in this movie, it was more of like a grandiose, like visual appealing. I don't think you were coming to this movie for the great acting. You know what I mean? I never associated great acting with The Fifth Element.
Yeah. Oh, no, 100%. But for me, I felt like I don't think I appreciated him when he was younger as much as I did. Because like you said, not great acting.
Right.
But for a person filling a role, his little like whispers to himself and his muttering all felt believable. Like he was just like, when he's muttering on the phone to his boss about being single and looking for a perfect girl, or like, he's just like, I can't explain it. I just felt like he belonged there. He didn't feel out of place.
In that rundown New York slump.
Yes.
I could see, yes, he definitely did. I'm not going to say it's definitely not Bruce Willis's best performance. However, I feel like there is a point in Bruce Willis's career where he did just kind of like, he's kind of phoned it in a little bit, right? And this is pre-phoning it in.
So, I was looking up his career a little bit, actually, and there was like a couple of movies where people were like, oh, like right before Unbreakable or right before The Sixth Sense, people were like, oh no, is he done?
Yeah.
And I think that like this movie, and I think The Sixth Sense bookended that like little run where it was like, oh god, is Bruce Willis going downhill?
Yeah,
like
I don't think this movie hurt him. I mean, like,
no.
I was only 7 when the movie came out. I didn't go see this in theaters, and I honestly, it wasn't recently where I had actually even seen the entire film. Like, it wasn't too long ago. Like, I had never seen it from start to finish up until like maybe a couple years ago. Like, just by chance.
For those of you on the audio only, I am rolling my eyes at this man right now. I think by the time you had seen this movie once in its full entirety, I had seen it at least 10 times.
So you just flat out love this movie. This is like, where does this rank on the Tyler all-time movie scale? Like, are we talking like top 20?
10.
Top 10?
Top 10.
Top 10. Wow.
And I'll admit the movie didn't hold up like like it used to, but I would still keep it top 10 because it was a sprint of a movie. Yeah. The movie said, this is the beginning, this is our goal, we're running head first towards it, and if you miss something, I'm sorry, because we're not bringing anything back.
Right.
We're not, like, the movie did not recall anything, there were no secret reveals, there was nothing crazy. It was, this is A, this is B, we're getting to B, and strap in, and I hope you're there by the time we get to the end.
I mean, obviously, you had nowhere to go. I mean, you had to watch the whole movie. But I will agree with you from the standpoint of it not holding up as nicely as I had imagined. I know that you have like the blinders on, you have like the nostalgia factor like factored in.
100%.
Not me.
100%.
I don't. So I may be a little more critical on this movie.
I'm telling you, when I watched this movie and the diva dance came on, I almost got up and danced again. Like I as a kid watched that scene on repeat, and I downloaded the opera singing that opera song. I downloaded that on LimeWire. Allegedly, that never happened.
Yeah, no, LimeWire.
I downloaded.
You meant like iTunes. Right?
Yeah. I downloaded that from iTunes. And I would listen to that on my on my Dell Media Player.
Oh my
thing.
goodness.
Yes.
Yeah. So I wish I could have taken a picture of my wife's face when that scene was happening, because she had no idea what this movie was whenever she came into it. Right? She had no idea. Like, honestly, when it started, she was like, all right, we're getting the Mummy. Okay, I'm getting big Mummy vibes, right? In the very beginning. And I was like, oh, honey, you're sweetie.
You have no idea.
You're in for something else, okay? And then it was like 300 years later, and like it was just a total mess. She was not on board with this movie. So everything just kind of took her off the rails. That scene where like you said, the diva dance, where she's doing like the 2-finger dance thing. I was like, she was just, her face was like, what am I watching right now?
Watching this movie out of its time is hard, because that probably doesn't fly now. As a person growing up in the 90s, that was the climax nearly of the movie.
Right.
That was like the rewatchable scene, like the rewinding scene of the movie.
One thing I want to mention real quick before we move on from like the cast. Obviously, we'll get into Chris Tucker when it gets to the props and everything too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he obviously stole the show. I think this movie, you ran down a nice list of people. This movie also it's like an all-timer for movies with people with faces you recognize but don't know their name.
Yes.
It's like, you know what I mean? I don't know their names, but like somebody, like one of the captain people, you see all these faces and you're like, I've seen this guy somewhere. I did that like 5 times in this movie.
The dude from There's Something About Mary?
I think so.
The skinny, scrawny.
Yes. But there's like a few people on the staff whenever they're recreating Lilu, and it's like there's just, as you go on, like even towards the end, you're at the very end, you're like, what is happening? It was crazy to me that you were just seeing all these faces and I couldn't place any of their names. It made me kind of sad.
You actually bring up the recreating Lilu. So if you're agreeing with me on this, they cloned Lilu from a hand of one of the, I have the name written down, sorry.
Is it Mondashowan?
Yes, Mondashowan. Yeah. Mondashawans. So that was one of their hands left on the suitcase, and they cloned Lilu from that.
Is that true, though?
That's what I'm asking.
Like, because I had to look up and see what that hand even looked like. I don't know that it's the exact same type of hand. Like,
because my thought process was, when they get shot down by the other aliens, I thought that they got that hand from the wreckage.
I think they did. Yes, I believe that they did get the hand from the wreckage. I do think that at least my understanding was that was the hand of the perfect being.
So that was my thought, because I thought that was the Mondashowan hand, and that they just cloned it. And I was like, so under those giant suits, are they just a bunch of perfect beings that look human?
No, there had to have been only one. That was the whole point. Remember, when they take the stones out of the beginning, they also take this like mummy casket thing, right?
But that wasn't holding on to anything. But yes, they did take out the mummy casket.
My understanding was the perfect being was inside of that, and when they were on their way, I would think the perfect being would had to been out of that and like already alive, right?
Like
why would you be going towards something without? I don't know. You'd have to have that activated, right? Like you'd have to have that perfect being ready to go.
Maybe it's just a plot hole, because
they don't really explain it though. They really do. They don't.
They just kind of throw it. Like I said, they just A to B, man.
And it does look like initially I was like, that's just one of these aliens' hands. How did they? Yeah, like I was thinking the exact same thing. But you have to come to a conclusion that had to be the perfect being for it to be cloned from You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, everybody wasn't the perfect being. If everybody was
Yes.
the perfect being, they wouldn't even. Why would you protect it? What's the point of protecting it? Protect
Yes.
yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Which I don't. The Mondashoan alien creatures at the beginning of the movie, and just
Yes.
and that scene, are they like literally the most worthless aliens I've ever seen?
I made a note. I wish I was so dedicated to something that I could calmly walk up to a closing door and crush my hand to hand off a key and not care. That dude did not have a care in the world. He was like, "You need this key."
Well, he just knew that he could only walk at 1 mile an hour, apparently. Like, why? How is this creature alive 300 years from now? How have they not? How has natural selection not decimated this race? Like, how? I don't understand. You're the size of an overgrown turtle, but that walks upright, right? You're like a ninja turtle with a head of an aardvark. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, Yeah, and it wasn't even the Mondashawans. The police officers, like everything in this movie was about girth and bulk. Like, why were the police officers just in these big suits of not even armor, really?
It was very cumbersome. Like when they're like picking up McDonald's 300 years from now, right? And then he blows past them, like Corbin blows past him in the cab, and he spills his little Coca-Cola all over him. That looks like, how do you even drive in that? It looks like a nightmare to be just alive in. I would not want that job just for that outfit alone. That'd be so upsetting.
Yes, it was pretty bad. It was pretty terrible.
Yeah. So I just real quick, another one more thing before we get into that. The Mondashoan who gets his hand crushed in that thing, and gives him the key to open the door that then crushed his hand. Why are we not opening the door back up for this guy? You were just given the key to open the door.
You're asking a question that makes too much sense.
I mean, that was like a 4-year-old would have been like, why didn't they do that? Like, it's so obvious. You have the key. It's literally next to the hole. All you do is you grab it and you turn it around and you say, "Come on, little snail man or turtle guy, get out of here." Like, I know you won't have your hand anymore, but
why are we killing the explorers? Like, one, that man was the worst. That priest was the worst assassin ever.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
If you ever try to poison someone, don't eagerly stare them in the face.
Right. He's like, drink the water.
Drink it. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, man? Like, that's terrible.
And I don't really understand the Mondashoan. Like, all he did was just look at the guy, right? Like, did he kill him or did he faint? I don't understand.
I thought he fainted. I thought he like karate chopped him not really.
No, with his eyes.
Yeah. I thought he just like made him unconscious.
But when Luke Perry comes up and draws a gun on these like armored creatures for some reason, he checks the pulse up. At least I thought he did, of this guy, and said he was dead. So like, why would they kill this guy for no reason?
Yeah, and they're supposed to be on the side of good. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. Why are you trying to shoot holes in my movie?
No, listen. That's my job here. All right, that's my job. You pick the movie, and I just poo-poo it. But to be fair, I poo-poo movies that I pick too. So it's like,
I still feel sorry about the last movie we poo-pooed. It was a great movie, but
I mean, come on. It's not on the level of a lot of the other movies that we did. So maybe I shot a little low on that, but it's fine. But anyway, Fifth Element. I have a list. It started off pretty heavy for props in this movie. It started out very heavy. I was jotting a lot of stuff down, and then there was like a lull in the middle of the movie where I was like, I'm not really seeing a lot of new stuff. But there was a couple things at the end, but the list was pretty solidified. Probably like 40 minutes into the movie, I was like, all right, I got it.
Yeah, best stuff definitely came in early.
Right. So
I do. The soundtrack. I don't know how you feel about vibey music, but if anyone listens to this music, just take a moment when Lilu is on the roof before she jumps into the cab, when Lilu comes out of the shower and she's cold. They just throw in this like weird futuristic, like vibey, like, well, when she comes out the shower, it's more sensual, but they've just have this like ambient, just, it's like this weird future. If you've ever turned on a PlayStation 1 for the first time.
Oh yeah.
That is what they kind of throw in, like that kind of it was. I can't put a name to it, But that
There's
and
some
it
good
just made me
sounds. There
feel
were satisfying
good.
sounds. Yeah, I will agree
It
with
just
you there.
made me feel good watching this movie. I almost had to rewind just to hear those things again. I would listen to a whole soundtrack of that. It was good.
Before we get into the draft, there's one more thing I need to mention, and I think we have to discuss and address the situation here.
Yes.
If you go back, we talked in The Matrix about how probably the most uninspiring, uneventful love story you've ever seen, right?
Yes.
This is if The Matrix is one, this is easy number two. Easy.
Dude, 3
so
days.
easy.
I'm pretty sure this movie takes place over 3 days. Corbin Dallas
Yeah.
he sexually harasses this woman on day 1.
You're not wrong.
She is straight up asleep, and he kisses her for no apparent reason.
It was honestly that was very weird.
Yes.
Watching that back, I don't even remember that scene. That was one of the scenes I don't even think I remember seeing. I was like, no way, this guy's actually like leaning in for this right now. Like, what?
She literally 2.5 hours earlier just fell through his cab.
Nothing is more romantic than somebody falling into the roof of your vehicle, right? And then you just
An
saving
immigrant,
right? And just saving her life. You can't even speak her language.
You can't.
Right?
Yeah, you don't speak her language.
There's something. Something cute about that.
So day 1, that happens. Day 2, she's in your shower. She's cold. Learns a little bit more English. Still can't really communicate. And you have another one-sided love connection. And then day 3, she nearly dies. And then
that's all it takes.
Things really. Why was the alien pushing love on him? She was like, she needs your love.
What? Yeah.
It's been 2 days. You just met Corbin for the first time.
I don't know what the vibe was like in 1997 when people first watched this movie, or if that was weird for them. Because it was obviously a different time now than it was back then. But I still think if I watched this movie in 1997 and I was an adult and like a cognitive human being, I would watch this and be like, "What are you doing, bro?"
But
like,
1997 isn't like in 1942. People were getting married after a month of dating.
Right. There was like arranged marriages.
Yeah, but like if it was like in the 1950s where it was like, oh, we dated for 3 weeks and we got married in 3 months, like I'd understand.
Sure,
that.
okay, Mima, gotcha.
But I've heard those stories.
Yeah,
but like Corbin Dallas, 3 days in, head over heels, and I love the alluding to it. So his old commander calls him, "Hey, are you still single?" "Yeah, I'm just looking for the perfect girl. Perfect girl doesn't exist." Blah blah blah. Takes her to the priest. The priest. Oh, she's a perfect being. You hear the word perfect, I think 20 times in this movie.
Yeah, that
like
and they named this is also like top 5 most movie title drops in the actual movie. I know she is the fifth element. But they hammered that. They were like, "Oh, it's the fifth element. She's the fifth element." Like over and over again. Yeah.
But is she the fifth element, or is love the fifth element?
That's a good question.
Is she just
that's next level stuff.
She might just be a vessel. She might just be a way to project that, but is the fifth element just love?
I don't know, but I feel really bad. I feel really bad for that character because it just kind of feels like she is. You know how like when like ducks and geese hatch, and they just see something and they're just like, this is my mom. You know what I mean? Like this is the imprint on this person.
Yes,
they almost made it like that, where she's like,
yes.
I'm cloned, and now you, the only person who's actually not like tried to poke or prod me or whatever, or arrest me.
Yeah. Yes,
I love you. Like
she has met 4 human beings in this movie.
It was weird.
Oh, and right before the draft, I know we keep putting it off.
Oh, we're gonna.
One thing that I had never seen before until this movie, the main protagonist and the main antagonist never actually run into each other. You could argue the main antagonist is like the Black Star, the Dark Star.
Ugh. Yeah,
but
sure.
But Bruce Willis, Corbin Dallas, and Zorg never actually have a run-in. The closest they get,
what a shame.
Like the closest they get is when they're crossing paths when he's going back up through the elevator. Like they enter an elevator, he exits an elevator.
Yeah,
and that is the closest proximity that the two have had the entire movie.
That is interesting. It seems like a missed opportunity, but
almost.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That is really weird. I don't know why you would do that. You have Gary Oldman and Bruce Willis. Why wouldn't you want them to interact at any point in the movie?
But they weren't the Gary Oldman and the Bruce Willis at the
Right.
time.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But I mean, it is like some of your top billed actors.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
to not have them interact at all. I don't know that I'm not going to say the antagonist is that ominous skull cloud dust planet thing. I mean, what the hell even is that? Like, I didn't really feel any threat by that. I didn't feel threatened by that in the slightest.
Did you feel threatened when it was speeding towards Earth to crash into it?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay, so
I mean,
so the movie Armageddon means nothing to you.
no, but that's like we knew the whole movie that was the issue. Like we didn't. I just didn't feel like there was like you can't face off. You remember Green Lantern, right? With Ryan Reynolds. At the end he fights a cloud.
I'm sorry, what movie?
Was it the Green Lantern?
I don't think that exists.
Oh, that's not even registered. Okay, so yeah, that's bad. I probably shouldn't pull up the receipt for a movie that was horrible too. So yeah, I get what you're saying, but it doesn't hit as hard.
They could have done a better job with Parallax than making it a giant cloud.
Right,
yes.
but it doesn't hit as hard when there's really no explanation of what this being is, and the whole point of the movie is to get the Four Stones and the Fifth Element together to defeat this being that has no backstory, no like it's just an angry planet cloud.
I'm going to be repeating myself or this one phrase a lot. A to B, Doyle.
I got
A
you.
to B.
I got you. All right.
A to B.
All right. So let's just get to B right now. Then you want to just get to B? Draft time. All right. We got to do this draft. You obviously you picked this movie, right? So you have
Yes.
first pick. We've made our lists of props and cool things from this movie that we think would be awesome to collect, or at least be valuable for us personally. I mean, you guys can decide for yourselves in the comments, or hit us up at Movie Propcast. Yeah, so you'll get first pick. I'm not going to say I know for sure what you're picking, but I know what I would pick. I don't want to. I'm not going to try to sway it.
I know what I would genuinely pick as number one. Can I take the whole Lilu home?
Oh, the person. That would be. I think that would be. That might be a little weird. She. I mean, like I said, they spent the whole movie objectifying her. So yeah, I mean, theoretically, she might be an object. You could draft her.
I mean, she was an element. She wasn't a.
That's
I mean,
true.
she's me supreme being.
That's. I mean,
anyway.
Okay.
Okay. No. I honestly, from this movie, there's just one thing I've been obsessed with. I've tried to buy on multiple occasions. I mean, we already know. I'm taking the Four Stones.
Okay, yeah, you've actually went out and like tried to find like replicas.
I have found multiple replicas. The thing is, me being a child, I was more drawn to the stones when the colors were out, like when they look like freaking Jolly Ranchers on top of the stones. That is what I want. Like when all right,
that is
red,
pretty cool,
blue,
but
green,
that's like CGI. That's like
it was CGI.
Yeah.
But like if I could get the CGI'd stone, oh my god, those look so cool. But no, the stones, like the stones are just they're just iconic. Like
obviously they spent the whole movie looking for these things, right?
Yeah. Like you see those up. If I walk into someone's house and I see 4 triangular stones and they have the waves on it, I instantly know and I'm geeking out. Like
okay.
I just am.
I thought you were okay, I see what you're saying. If they had these stones, you would freak out. I thought you were saying anytime I've ever gone to somebody's house and seen triangular stones with wavies on them, like it was just some commonplace. I was like, all right, wait a minute.
Wait, your friends don't do that?
No, yeah, everywhere I go, it's like there's garden gnomes and then there's stones with little wavy lines on them.
I break garden gnomes. I kick those.
Okay, well that's a personal thing for you, I think. All right, so now that's a good pick. That's what I would have picked first for sure. I'll give. Well,
you wouldn't let me take Lilu.
Well, no, that's. I feel like there's laws against that. I think we don't. That's not a thing anymore. I'll say that again. That's definitely what I would have picked. Now I'm flustered because now I know that one of these. I feel like there is like to me 3 really high quality things that I would be cool with, and I just feel like I'm not going to be able to get it. But again, we are different people. You love this movie way more than I do, so your list may be different. I'm hoping
my
it's
list
different.
Could be completely different.
I'm hoping it is. So I'm gonna go with, and because I did do some research and look it up, and I wanted to check it out more closely, and I already said it earlier in this podcast. I want the severed hand of the perfect being.
Yeah. I saw that same. It's on sale. They have it with the handle.
Yeah, it's still holding the thing. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So I want that. I think that's. if you can't have Lilu, why not have the severed hand from the creature that she's cloned from? You know what I mean? So
yeah. No, that was number 3. I had that as number 3 on my list.
3.
I had that as 3. I didn't think you were going to think of it, to be honest.
Why? Oh, come on, man. Why not? Why would you say that?
I forgot who you were for a minute. I haven't seen you in a little while.
Yeah, to be fair, it has been a while. We've recorded these. This has been probably the biggest gap, I think, between episodes. But yeah, I'm still on my game. All right, bro. I'm still here. All right. It's your pick.
So I'm gonna have to make a pass on one of the ones I was gonna pick for. I have 2 things down as possible number 2s in case you didn't pick one. I'm gonna pass on one because. Mainly just because I've seen it around too much, and it's iconic, but it's not something that I want. Just because this other thing as a kid I just thought was so much cooler.
Interesting.
Corbin's gun.
Corbin's like pistol, like his little hand, like
that black pistol that has like the number of bullets on the side.
That is pretty sweet. That's on my list.
In terms of movie guns, it goes like. In movie pistols, let's say.
Yeah.
It goes like Judge Dredd's pistol and then Corbin's pistol for me.
Okay.
There might be some other ones in the middle, but like this pistol for me is it might be a bad pick. I might have reached too high with it. I probably could have gone with something else.
No, I mean,
but
it was on my list. I don't know if it would have came sooner than. Yeah, I think you might have been able to it was going to fall. I think a little bit.
It was going to fall.
A little bit. It would have fallen. Yeah.
Okay. Just because I know what you're picking number 2. I think I know what you're picking number 2.
All right.
And I have a reason for why I didn't pick it, but I'll let you pick first, and we'll see.
So, okay. Yes. I now I feel like when you say I know what you're going to pick, now I feel like I need to mix it up. I need to get spicy. You know what I mean?
Don't let me sway you.
Well, you're messing me up. You're playing mind games.
Maybe it's mind game. Yeah.
I don't know.
Gonna say,
no, I still got to get it though, because this is. I made my list. I went 1, 2, and then at 3 I wrote something, and then I was like, no. I want this next one, right? So I wrote this, and I made just so many little squiggly arrow lines to say, listen, if this is how it falls, if this is how the draft falls, you got to pick this one. All right. So you picked a gun.
Yeah.
I got to pick a gun.
God!
I'm picking the ZF-1, bro. That thing is insane.
Zorgs. Yo, it's crazy.
It's insane. It makes no sense.
It's got every ammunition you could want. Like you got fire, you got ice, you got a net, you got
a net
missiles.
For no reason. You got a missile. You have to me, it's like the replay bullet thing was like like the crazy thing. So you shoot at them, right? And then you turn it. Anywhere you go, the bullets wind up going right back to where you initially shot. I think that's like the craziest thing I've ever seen. But that gun just looks. It looks like a Halo gun, right? It looks like I forget what that was called. The Needler, I think it might be.
Yes.
Yeah. It looks like that. To me, that's like it's big, it's bulky, but it's not too big. It's very, very displayable.
Yeah. No, 100%. And I might have made a gaffe not picking it. I'm still happy with Corbin's gun.
I mean, you got your guy. You got your guy, so you're good.
I have that written as number 4 on my list, so it's okay. I'm just happy it got picked.
I'm just happy it found a home. All right.
I'm happy it got picked.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about this.
So we are picking 4, right? This movie we're picking 4 each. So 8 total props will be drafted. So yeah, you'll have 2 more picks. So now you have to play a little game of like what's going to be there. You know, this is when it gets to the nitty-gritty. This is the stuff.
See, I mentioned this so once again for people who don't know, Doyle and I don't talk about our lists ahead of time.
No, we actively avoid each other for weeks.
Yes, I hate him.
For sure.
One thing I said though was if some of these things were real, like real and functioning, I would pick them higher up. But because they're simply props, they're not displayable and they don't look nice. So we'll have to talk about that at the end.
Yeah, right, okay.
But I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to say, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm not.
Listen to this confidence. Listen to this confidence.
There's not confidence in this pick. I'm going to take the multi-pass.
Okay. Is that Corbin Dallas's multi-pass?
Hold on. Do I... Oh man, this is hard.
Okay, so now here's what you've done. You've floated it out into existence. Are you?
I have.
Are you taking?
But am I upset if you take it? Is the question.
That's a question you have to ask yourself. Will I take it? Who knows?
You know what?
Oh.
I am taking Chris Tucker's leopard print outfit.
His outfit!
Staff included. I'm putting
Staff
that on
included?
a mannequin. I'm putting that on a mannequin.
Damn! Okay, so wait. So you're taking his entire wardrobe with the staff?
Is that allowed?
I feel like personally you're asking for a lot. But I mean, I'll give it to you because I don't have his outfit on the list. I do have this staff, right? So I did separate it. But it's okay though. Like, listen, take it both.
No.
I'm okay with it. I'm telling you.
Because I thought it all came together.
How about this?
That's why
you just say I'll take the staff, and I'll give you the outfit with it. I'll give it to you.
Because I'm thinking picture those silver full body mannequins. You put the leopard print on it, and it's holding the staff. It's got the hair on top.
You got to have that which one? Do you want the blonde phallic wig?
The blonde.
Okay,
yes.
all right. That was a very strange
I have a big glass rectangular case.
Okay.
That's just got Chris Tucker essentially in it. Okay. I might put it on a black mannequin.
But why not? I don't see why not.
Yeah.
No, that outfit, his outfits from this movie. And we had to talk about it. Obviously, it's Ruby Rod.
Ruby Rod.
Yeah, he honestly, especially with when Kristen watched this movie, my wife, she was like, he was my favorite character in the movie. He's just
the thing. No, keep going. I'm sorry.
His screams from this movie, iconic.
Yes,
iconic screaming. Yes. You're just like, what is going on with this guy? He's so perplexing, where he's just all over the map. And then he's also just trying to get with every woman he can see.
I feel like if you didn't know Chris Tucker was the star of this movie, he wanted you to know seconds within. Because the second they introduce him, he commands every second of screen time he is on the screen. There's never a point where you're like, oh, he's in this. And you do not forget.
Yeah, I agree. The contrast between him and Bruce Willis in this movie. It definitely, when he pops up, it's like, oh, finally, someone has a personality. This is great. This is fantastic. Yes. They're not a bunch of robots.
I still quote my friend Marquisto, and I still quote his, I ain't got no fuel. Not fuel. I ain't got no fire. I ain't got no matches. If I had known, I quit smoking. I didn't know. Do you got matches?
Yeah, at the end. I love how, it's just conveniently he does have a match, right? He just has, why not?
He was trying to quit smoking. You saw. Yeah.
Right, 300 years. In the 200 years in the future from now, they're still smoking that obviously.
I love the cigarettes are 90% filter.
That was wait a minute, they look really weird. Oh my gosh. Okay, so no, that's a good pick. Obviously, Ruby Rod is an iconic character from this movie. Chris Tucker to me was the reason I had watched it the first time. I mean, I freaking love Chris Tucker. He's awesome.
Yes.
So. Yeah, he's really good in this movie. That's a good pick. That was on my list very very soon. That was going to get picked by me for sure. So you can feel good that his staff was going to get picked for sure. So
the staff, I saw it, and once I saw they had a jewel on top, and it was a microphone.
You could do podcasts on the go. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't want that tool.
Yes.
So I'm not even gonna mess around. I mean, you floated it out. I'm just gonna take it. It's there. It's there. I want Corbin Dallas's multipass. Okay, it was next on my list. To be fair, I'm not just saying it because you said it. It was next on my list.
Doyle, I'll give you Corbin and Leeloo Dallas's multi-passes.
I get two? The two?
You get both.
Wow.
You get the two for
Okay.
Something I noticed, I tried to pause it. I don't think that's a picture of Leeloo on the multi-pass.
It probably isn't.
It looked like a 60-year-old lady on the multi-pass.
Yeah, apparently in the future they don't really care about security or anything. You know what I mean?
4 people tried to pose as Corbin Dallas.
I know, and they just kept going with it. And there was no repercussions except for the very last guy gets guns pulled on him.
Can we talk about how disposable all of Zorg's henchmen were? Because that dude was his second in command, and he was just yeah, you failed me for the last time, and blew him up.
Right.
No, didn't care
That was
at all.
A real dude. I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Then there's I don't know what the alien race is that's also... I love that scene where you realize there's 4 to 5 different groups that are all trying to get these stones for different reasons. Some of which were for the same people. Zorg wanted it. Obviously, there was somebody above him. But these people wanted to get it for Zorg so they could get more guns. You know what I mean? It was just a chain that everybody was trying to get this for almost the same reasons. But yeah, it was interesting. So I'm going to Oh no, wait! I already just picked the multi-passes. I got
you
multi-passes.
picked the multi-pass. Yeah, we got sidetracked. That was
No, you're all right.
That was on
You're
me.
all right. No, you're good. I got the 2 multi-passes. I'm good. I'll take both of them.
I jokingly did write that I just want everything Chris Tucker touched in this movie.
Okay. Yeah.
But no, that's that.
That's also people. We can't draft people.
Yeah, we can't draft people. Something else that I thought actually looked cool. It would actually be very niche. It would be just like something only a few people who actually watch this movie would know. That I wanted was the spike bomb.
That I saw that too. I almost wrote it down, but I did not. Write it down. It looked really cool though.
Yes, it was just like every movie has explosives, but like you don't really see one that's like a stick with spikes on it that you could throw and get stuck on something. Like I thought that was a cool way to do it. So I think the spike bomb is going to be my last pick.
Oh, you are picking it. I thought you were just rambling. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're picking
No.
it.
I'm picking the spike bomb. I would like to display that. That'd be pretty cool.
That would definitely look really cool. I don't know. I mean, obviously, when people see it, they would know exactly. I doubt they would.
You'd have to explain that.
Right. That would need an explanation. But it does look really cool. I mean, it's colorful and it looks like a fun time. I'd want to throw it around at. Definitely not people. But
at party events.
Yeah. Check this out, guys, and just I'm sure it's all plastic or whatever, but. Okay, so you've left a lot on the table personally on my list.
Okay,
well,
there you go. You're welcome.
The door is open. I think I'm going to have to lean this direction though. I think it's not forgettable, but there's one thing that I wrote down that I felt like was a big part of the movie. I don't want it. I just don't want it. So I'm not going to pick it, and we'll talk about it afterwards. I don't care for it. It's stupid.
That's. Well, I didn't think the multipass was stupid, but I've seen so many of them, like Comic-Cons, like people make them.
Yeah,
it didn't feel like something that was hard to obtain. That's why I didn't.
No, but I mean, like we're talking like from the movie.
Genuine,
we want
genuine,
the multipass. You've seen other multipasses, but they're multi-asses. All right, this is the multipass. All right, that's why I had to have it.
I got you.
But I think I'm going to take you picked Ruby Rod's outfit, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to pick a character's outfit, and I don't even know if it's an outfit. I think it might actually just be the character. I want a Mondeshauen husk. I want a husk.
You've got it. No, because I looked at them. It was for me. It was that, or it was the blue diva.
Right, and that was when you're watching her sing. That's clearly like an outfit, right? It's like you can see like folds and like it's clothing.
Her head always reminded me of a puffy cheese doodle. You know the cheese doodle puffs?
Yeah, I hear you.
When I was a kid, I always thought her head looked like a cheese doodle.
Yeah,
puff.
it was honestly when I was younger. That was kind of a scary looking creature for me. I wasn't.
Was it?
Yeah, I wasn't. You know,
I was a little upset with the face paint. You could very much tell that was. It, like she didn't look.
She was like a
97.
person wearing blue in an outfit for sure. But back to what I picked. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
The tortoise. We talked. I talked crap about them in the beginning of the movie. They're horribly slow. There are creatures that should not have existed in the future, and they shouldn't. Like things like that. In dire situations, you need like a fight or flight, like something cool. Yes. And that creature was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna stay. I'm not. I mean, clearly, I have no burst. I'm not gonna be able to get out of this tomb.
Yes.
Take the key. I'm gonna die here. I want the husk.
Why was it? They're robots. Why do they even die? Are they aliens? Are they never?
I don't know. I really don't know. They look like robots. They look like robots.
Yeah.
If they're not robots, skinniest neck to body ratio you'll ever see on any creature in the history of. Even in the future, I'm going to call it. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But the head, it just looks so dumb. I want that thing up in a room of movie props in my house. It's just too big.
It's a good pick.
It's ridiculous.
It's a great pick. I actually like that pick a lot.
Thank you.
I tossed around the idea of the first Fifth Element, the stone statue looking up. And I was like,
I also had that on my list. I had that on my list. I was like, it looked like a mummy, like a tomb type thing. You know what I mean? It was just like, it was. That's why my wife, whenever she saw it, was like, at the beginning of the movie, she loves the Mummy, right? We're big fans of the Mummy. Yeah. She was like, okay, I can get into this. And then it went off the rails for her. But that was really funny to watch.
If you could time travel her to 97, I think she loves the movie.
Probably.
I think she loves the movie.
I don't know. Yeah.
Listen, it's like I said, it's not an amazing movie that carries over time. It doesn't withstand time. But if you watch that movie in a vacuum, like, it gets the job done.
I mean, you probably wouldn't be able to hear it. The vacuum would probably be really loud. You have to unplug it.
Vacuums are quiet.
What are you talking about?
Vacuum of space.
Oh, I was talking about like my Hoover. Like,
well, we're on two ends of the spectrum.
Okay, so yeah, my vacuum is actually loud. It scares the dog. But I hear what you're saying. All right, I had to squeeze it in. Yes. I'm sorry. You know I wasn't going to let that slide.
I know. Like, okay. I know.
You're clearly exhausted.
Honorable mentions, real quick.
Yeah,
the key.
That was what I was like. It's very iconic for the movie.
Yeah,
I don't care about it. I didn't care about that thing at all. It just looked like,
and
it looked like,
and you could find that. I saw that on a website.
It just didn't do anything for me, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't.
The key, the belt buckle with the elements on it.
There was a belt buckle?
So, the priest, the second priest, the white-haired one.
Yeah.
When they show him in New York City for the first time, he has a belt buckle. Like, did you see Lilu's tattoo with the elements in a square? He has a belt buckle with that, with the elements in the square. I thought that was cool just because I liked seeing that all together. The seeds in the microwave with the instant food. If that was a real thing, my God. If you could just pour seeds in a bowl and put them in like an instant...
We should honestly be there by now. Like, I don't know how we're not there. As a society, we are very lazy people, and that needed to be priority one, I think.
Yeah, I wish that was more displayable because I would have picked it, but it just looked like a giant microwave. Like, why would I pick that?
Yeah, I agree.
But if that was a functioning item, 100% taking that. And speaking of not functioning items, the sleep pod.
The sleep pod? You mean the love-making pod? Oh, no, wait.
No,
you're talking about on the ship.
No, on the ship. No, not the clone machine, not
like
the dual-purpose clone machine.
Right.
Yeah, no, not that.
Right.
No, on the ship. If I could lay in a cube and you hit a button and I pass out for 2.5 hours, 8 hours, whatever, like you could set a timer.
Yeah.
Oh, all day.
That'd be awesome, for sure. I mean, you probably get really great sleep. You wouldn't even need as long. You know what I mean? You just be like, put me in for like 4 hours and I'll run all day. That'd be great.
Yeah.
One thing I was at the bottom of my list, and if we went like shot for shot off of my list, I would have picked it. Right, the little elephant creature in Zorg's desk.
Yeah, it's
like the cutest thing I've ever seen. I was like, man, I want to go to the future to just have a little tiny alien elephant pet. I just thought that thing was awesome.
It was cute. I loved that scene because it was futuristic to have Roombas. Like that was. At the time, people were like, "Oh my God, and that's one thing we do have now. We have Roombas."
That's because of this movie. That's because of this movie. I will say
this movie is why we have Roombas.
And I think one more thing. I wrote it down like before we started recording because I was like, "Was that a thing?" I think it was the priest's book. Like, didn't he have like a scripture or like a Bible or something at the end where he was like trying to show the president some pictures or something? That's I wasn't going to get picked, but it's there.
One thing that I definitely wasn't going to get picked for me, the Green Reactor. Do you remember when the Jamaican guy was like, when they were setting those little parasites on fire, and the Jamaican guy was like, "We need fire."
Yeah.
And they're switching out the canisters.
The
big green neon tube. I just love it.
It would be cool. It would light your room up. It'd be a nice accent for sure. But
I would get cancer.
For sure. All the good things, all the great things you like. All right. Yes. No, I mean, I think that's a pretty fair draft. I think it was obviously the four stones because it is the four elemental stones. I mean, that's what everybody was going after during the whole movie. That's the.
And I have love. I am love.
Oh, yeah,
I've got it all.
Sure, you do. So you picked the stones. I picked the perfect being severed hand. You picked Corbin's pistol. Some may say a reach, but it is what it is. We'll leave that for the other people to decide.
You're gonna slander me.
I'm not gonna listen. If I didn't immediately pick the ZF1 right after, like the side by side isn't even fair. It's not fair.
Listen, all right.
Personal to you though. I mean, it obviously means more.
I'm going to agree with you begrudgingly.
Okay, that's fair. I can sleep on that. That's good. You picked Ruby Rod's outfit / staff. I think the staff thing was for sure needed to be picked. That thing was awesome. And then Corbin's multipass I picked, and you threw in Lilu's multipass. But the multipasses were cool. The fact that they had identification and Bruce Willis's face on it. Got to have it. Spike Bomb, underrated, you picked. And then I picked the Mondashawan. I'm calling it a husk. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's something inside of it. I don't know. Is that the creature? What a weird design for an alien. I don't understand.
I'm actually very surprised you didn't pick the aliens with the flappy ears, because those are practical effects too.
Yeah, I know those were there, but I mean, you make me pick. I'm the head to body ratio. You got me. Like that's it. I don't know why I love that so much. It's so dumb. Real quick before we get out of here, I'm on the Prop Store's website. You can check it out, propstore.com. The Fifth Element right now actually has some pretty spicy stuff. Pretty good stuff. We're talking Corbin Dallas's orange vest.
Dude, the amount of orange in this movie, by the way, there was a lot. I actually loved Corbin's outfits. His arm sleeve at the end, I was just a fan.
Pretty sweet. Lilu's suspenders, orange suspenders, available to purchase right now.
Okay.
Also, you just said it. The floppy-eared alien. It's a Mangalore head and hands. It's on like a stand from the movie. These are all up for auction, and they're all slated to get upwards. Like, this is insane. 30,000 euros. So that's big money.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, I mean they obviously this is an auction over in Europe right now, but there's some good stuff. The key is available as well. That lame looking key. It's just not spectacular. It's just.
It's not, but it's good. It's good.
They're saying it's going to go somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000, which
I believe it. Maybe I'll get it.
Who's paying for that though? I mean, I'm not buying that. I don't know.
Ooh, never mind then.
Oh, the cumbersome police outfits are available. You can get yourself a police officer's screen matched costume.
No.
Wow. And the boots, the boots are literally like metal. Like it looks ridiculous. Like that is not an outfit anybody should be wearing in the future. But it is what it is. Everybody. I guess if this is the future of like Wall-E, where like everybody's just like morbidly obese and they just want protection because they're not going to be able to move out of the way of bullets, this is your outfit. But anyway, a lot of cool stuff up here on the website. If you have the money and you really love this movie, go ahead and buy something and then send it to us. We want to see a picture of you wearing Lilu's suspenders.
You know what's crazy? I will admit, at even being one of my top 10s, this movie obviously doesn't hold up well, but the IMDb rating is still up there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
still up there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's 7.7 out of 10. That's pretty good. That's not bad. I am curious now to check Rotten Tomatoes of this and see if that's like if they even have it.
Do it.
I'm going to check that out real quick because Rotten Tomatoes is good because it separates critics and audience, and I think this is one of the ones where critics are going to poo-poo, and the audience is going to be like you is going to be like, oh no, I really love that movie. Here it is, 71%. 71% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics. That's not bad from the reviews, and then the 86% audience score. So this is a banger.
It's a classic.
Yeah, and it is. It is. And I've seen videos referencing it where they say we're like I'm talking like Discovery Channel's talking about like they're talking about pieces of this from this movie, and they're like the sci-fi classic, and I'm like, I guess it kind of is. I guess I guess it kind of is.
It has something for everyone.
Yeah, almost too much. Some would say almost too much for everybody. But it is a fun little ride, and like you said, it is an A to B movie, and it was good. I was glad. I was happy to be able to watch it. And now I guess we're gonna have to figure out. I have to pick the next movie. I have not solidified it yet, but you will know hopefully in the next week or so.
I hope I find out before we start recording.
No, I'm not going to say a word. We're just going to record, and you're going to have to go based off of memory.
Memory?
And if you haven't seen the movie, I'll show you the movie poster, and we'll just riff.
All right, that sounds good.
Okay, at Movie Propcast on Instagram and TikTok. Again, if you wanted to watch this, you can see our faces babble, our talking heads go back and forth. YouTube, the Movie Propcast. You can subscribe over there too. That would be greatly appreciated if you're watching this right now. Smash that like button. I guess that's what the kids say. Smash it. Hit it. Hit it really hard with your fingertip.
Just with your face.
Face. Whatever you want to do.
Face. Yeah. If you're eating Cheetos and you don't want to get your screen dirty, just forehead straight on the screen.
Send me your login details on YouTube, and I will log in and smash the button for you. So at moviepropcast moviepropcast at Gmail if you want to send us an email. Pretty soon here we'll probably be taking. We'll do like a suggestions episode. I know that if you go to our Patreon page, it's obviously the Movie Propcast on Patreon too. We have a tier where we will just no questions asked. Just take it, and we will do an episode on whatever movie you want. Obviously, it can't be like a pornographic film. I mean, there would be a plethora of props, I'm sure, but nothing we really want to break down. I mean, it can't be problematic or pornographic. But I can't believe this is where we are in this film. I should probably just get out of here. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. How do we get here?
I'm running down the list of places you can hit us up outside of this podcast, and I'm quite frankly done. I'm done with it. So we'll catch you next time on the Movie Propcast. Tyler, great movie, man. Way to go.
Thanks, I appreciate it. And pick a winner next time.
I won't. Don't you know I won't. All right, I'm out of here. See you.
Love you.
No, damn it.
Not you, them.
Oh, them. Oh, yeah, I love them too.
Them. I do. Good.